No numa to so mienu abo apebon ha ye Pent Radio wo ha kiri pop ba ko kasa fidie so ebra so se anwumre yi ensema hodo a yabobo no de de kan editie ye de beso mo se no numpemo akan kasebo na wo kasebo ni mo no ensemo a edi mo akotere no edoso na mom ni anim no ebie ene se
Ononyanfo Felix Kwachi ofosu achiremo ese enyesa America Ghana ban anase ononyanfo kujato yibibi nti na America ban se visa watesui
Wansan fufuro bono so nyankropon yadma wo kinada na electoral commission sha wa hyese abrekuma no fa bato no yensa na yenkonkoto no bio eno na ye maame a wagina mo ediama MPP amanyokuo no akua free ye wakirem se abato no obegire mu pa
na abato ye mo na abato commission so ade abato dwase posi ebebo ho ban enti mo manfo ensuru na wonom so so ekrado se okina abrekuma no wonom ebeto abayimrahye bedwani
dom kuma won mrase bedwafie nso akasa na omokirem se omodi aban ho ye popopa efa eye 1D1 efa aban kirem se wotwamu no
Enra anadwobe se nonwotwe ko nonkreja tomu ewo ahojo na omanfo a wonom ajapade hia na so wo matete wonom esre omanfo se wonko wonom emmoa
onkafra ensem ya foforo pino aka yenum ho enanwumre yi yaboaboa no ye de besom wo se nonom pemo kasebo na yemfa kasebo mu aseda emfa ma eye ohenere spices na afi so ohenere non dairy powdered milk nei wodom adawro mente amaduane bia ye de wo fiefiem na afi so ya hodo no aduane mu aye hwam na ne de no nso yade a ekonkane pa eno nti ye kamfo de ama nipa da sane bia se nei wo pese waduane ne de ekoyie ma wona afi wapom de wonsam so etumi ejina ne naso a ene ohenere spices na afi so ohenere non dairy powdered macrome bi mpa waduane mu da biara da na ni je se wo ne se obowura mu ewo eye Ghana fana ba bia wonsa betumi akabitobi na aboa ama wapom de wonsam so etumi akoyie
Sanso ena amame adwa ahenkra ena afenso staff one boy my de kasene bro edi free newsroom oko abefu Facebook ayedem live Pent Radio 100.1 FM ena seke okay wono na technical room one mo o streaming nyina ede emayen se wobusua ni bi anase wodofo bi wadamfo bi ewa amanone anase wo men ba bi a Pent Radio we obetime nya oframa mu akacha ne se eya wonko online yedem live oko ayetini radio anensa betimi akansa nso na www.streamer.com anonso nensa betimi akanyen samre de bibia edamu kama ya dane hutiawa ne age yaboafo enkrato ye ba ye kase ni nchiremu ebeto awoso
Midofo a mini hu agro na say die waduane ne da no aye sronko
anio mura ohenere spices abefi aduane de aye sronko ohenere chicken seasoning se wo toto wo chi ana wo ye akokọ nam ho bribia fakakra som
froye no
ohenere stew seasoning no be manageta
jollof no
ohenere jollof seasoning ma no hwam ni odew mu odew
fried rice no kra die
fried rice seasoning e ma me fredwa frede aponchin kakra no me de ohenere go seasoning na ye asam na ne se mira ohenere seasoning powder ya woni beef shrimp noodles any de keke ka ho anunsu e de aduane ne hwam ne de no ubedie de bio enti obapa ohenere spices abama yen aduane no aye de efrise ni die ne nso aye de
ohenere spices e de ye
e wodwa hodo mu eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908 FDA agi edwedien kratoi atum.
Amembe yama wakoba edeba kase isu na yenya ene enwumre ya je adwa bekin kakase ade ama ho eyeme ohene banya akomene
Reverend Father
afa yemo rom ne emfa kase ne nkyeremu emfa entoa woso Samre de kokopie ma nche ye bia ene ade to manim sa America aban anasa mampani Donald Trump obaye wo se visa ye de ema amanfo binum anasa aman hodo binum no aman be se aduasa ensia de na che se wo de tabo ba betu binum so oba be yire emra ni mu pampen na ekobaye na che se Ghana sonso ye ka ho ebie na eno wo che se enei se obi epe eye visa no ye B class anasa business class anasa ope tourism obi a wo nsrahwe ɛwɔ America kan na nketimi obey say emfie num na afen so emfie miensa na che say ukọ any visa na emfie miensa ntam no ubetimi abaga na asan akọbe say emfie hakra visa na enwu ye otimi esan kọ na eno na ne America ban no say da bi ye hwehwe mu aga na fo dodo na emu be say ohom chiche mu aduonu baako moko kogentete ana se mukosua da na mutukwan ba brochire mu ba America ebraso na mo visa ni wu emfie miensa emfie num no so na mo nkwa mo mpese mbeko eno nti sam ready atete so emfie num o emfie miensa ni nyina ba beda na boso miensa sa na be mamo na aga na fo bi no cha se wei yandisi abaye ba ye ho abufuo ensema onom kokko kan ye nti na America ban etu sa na mo nene ononyamfo fale so fusuko achi achirem se enye sa akra na tie wase America ban na nkasa ne hyehyeye na wone aban no wone Ghana ban edinsa woso krans na wode ensemi eba betudwa we ononyamfo Felix kwachi fusu
America ban no ewo susudie bi se nipa kwa amone no se omumu ohanche mu dunum 15% ansan ama they can live with it, but if it exceeds that threshold and omutu anamo ati say me no ka say omo se yen omo se Ghana our rate 21% Ghana fo kwa amano ne enkanka omo ekosua de no omumu ohanche mu eduonu ba ko no omo nsan ne ti omo sua de na wie anato omo visa no ISPA. So that is the reason why we have been added to this list. But even before Anamontuno ABC and Nano, now a buying penny for Sassia, it was Anamon say, you know, Medina was Assemble. And in fact, Quebec, I there now what Baku community, a year for a minister, on our bottom of Tabaka, Utu Quine, Echo, America, Bushimemo, of course, State Department, and the Secretary for African Affairs, they could do now. Ekosase mu tie wa we mu se ento se na edusia and 60 days so no na yitumi aye ne ya aso America ban nani na o meyi yefi sa list ya on the account nti ehun asem no enye no kre tani bi no mo heka se asem bi a Ghana ban na ka ana for minister Clinton na akoba ne sa. It is not true. One more kasa no, they simply don't have the facts. They are engaging in mischief. These are the facts.
Na ye konsu bi se odonyamfo Felix kwachi ofusi se na we no America ban de no pese Ghana ban ya na se de no pese Ghana fo ye we yeso de ato yeso football ana se de no se de America ban pese Ghana ye ne se yetimi etu omanfofo na afei so wonum so a wonum akwa gentete a wonum bra so mo ba no yetimi etu omofo a na wonum eba we aban ne se ebusumi mienu na wotu sa anamo ana so de hyehye egu ho enti sa abusumi mienu ntam no ye ne America ban so edinsa wo so wa reshimu mapa se bosumi mienu no ebeso ne de na chese bibia no atimi adadin na chese eswate a na Ghana fo aba se de beye a ye beyi sa tabun ya na se esun e de free yenso.
Basically, they want us to engage the citizens. And one American member will be at least they are within the reach of the embassy to engage them, to let them know the consequence of overstaying. This is the can say, of course, you come and I'm upon Chania to free. And I'm in the year in I'm a for and come more per quenya corner. They need to be made aware. Say, and then also, medium commerce. This also should enhance screening process during visa processing to make sure that they are satisfied. Say, before they issue the visa. So, almost one family or what else. Now, Mamenka says, Anamonto America by you to know. Almost Bosumi, Amo Maya Busumi, say no means I was war. Now, Yan Chese, the two Anamoa, if you are dance, yes, Yadashania, Yassam Pipi, and we believe, say, enter Busumi, no, now you to me, Inga, and so I know I was asking.
Ani awoti ononyamfo Felix kwachi ofosu a wono oswafo a ohwe aban nkitahudie ensam eso.
Yemfri ho na fe yenkonko piemu ewo ensam fufuro boma odi ana yedu bohwe akwakọ piemu ewo eye abrekuma no fne nche kra ena abato komisa no de babeto dwase ena no ada abato ayeto ye ewo eye emfie mpino ne aduonu na afie mu December bosome no ne da na etoso enso no abrekuma no fode no etika mu no electoral commission no ayenhesese nyankropon ya adoma wo kena dai ena abato no 19 polling stations no wo sanso abo akire na wakwakoto abano bio ene ensem ye beto dwano a na yenuanom MPP amanyoku mu ade hye be ye sentwerefo nhyiamu ene sentwerefo nhyiamu ne de akoso a na enokra nam so ama abatoi omutabiri electoral commission no de kokopie mu ewo eye asenibia ema ene enrada no ekoto ebo nsem no etugui na akwakoye ensem bia na Ghana fo ne kana akwakoye kana kakra se MPP amanyoku no abato omude wo mbehiem ana se wonfa wo ho enhyem eno ena ene wie ya ye mame a wogire mu edema MPP amanyoku no na akua owuso afiriye waba abonte ene sentwerefo aba bekasa no wakirem se nyankropon ya adoma wakina ba no a eye electoral commission ase se yensanso ne entu ne bio no ono mame akua afiriye wogire mu a enye fedi agrokro se abato no wo ba no 4 vim a wogire mu.
We are fully prepared. Tomorrow we are going for this contest, and in the first place I want to say a big thank you to Almighty God for protecting us throughout the 7 months. We went for election on 7 December and I won this election with 34,613. My opponent had 34,199. We collated this thing together. My polling agents, their polling agents, we went through all that, and we have now collated 278 polling stations. Those 278 polling stations, I am leading with 349. We were left with 3 polling stations. And then the Electoral Commission came to Parliament, swore under oath that we are left with 3 polling stations. Overnight, we didn't know what happened. And then they said we are going to go back and collect 19 polling stations. Now, what I want to say on or put on record is that darkness can never cover light. I am the light. I am the truth and the light. I walk with gracious God. I keep saying and mentioning God all the time that you can never cheat me and go scot-free. The Lord is going to talk tomorrow. Justice will prevail tomorrow. I am contesting. I want Ablekuma North. Everybody should hear me and hear my voice. I am contesting this election and I am coming out victorious because I won that election, and God will ensure that justice prevails.
And ya na utun se ye mami woni Yesu Kristo kra ye planesa wo so no ne han no na esum entumi enkata han no so da biara denti abato a ye to no ena no afie twamu no ono ne din kunem to ni pefe se nyankropon yad ma ochena de atie biara no ken ne ken enkonibie no ebesan so aye ne dia no ena sentwerefo baako ebo omoden bi sa no sentire senkita wudie ya ye kan wonsemi ekoso ewo ono ankasa no officer ewo odoko nkrampopuni mantamo na obisa no se mame eba ne se ne watena hwa akato ne bro na abatwe eba beduru so afei na oba be kasa no kirem so na menum so atwon percent se na metwen ensemu ade akwakodan court no de court no ebeka enunti na ma achersei.
I knew I had won, and so I was waiting for the right thing. So that's why we went to court. Now, when we went to court, the judge says, look, go and contest, as EC has said. It means I have to step up. I have to start, campaigning. And that is obvious. I mean, it's clear that if you had been the one, you will still exercise patience and wait for what the court will say. If the injunction had succeeded, that's fine. Then we'll go back to the drawing table. But now, so after that, then I have to recoup myself, come back together and see. So when I realized that the support is so massive, people were coming here asking me to contest, not to withdraw. They are going to vote for me, and that they voted for me, and so I shouldn't relent. My dear, I won. I am not afraid of anybody. I am a politician. I am standing firm and go through this contest. And trust me, tomorrow you hear my name. The MP elect in Ablekuma North is Nana Ekuya Owusu every year.
And ya na no na chese wo girane na so pa wo se wo ya manyoni enti wo wasa kukuduro no a nyankropon ya adoma wo kina da wo de ejire mu na ne kurakura mu no na ye maame fa sa kwanya we so kasa de kire wo doma wo to aba eye nyankropon ya adoma wo kina da wo Ablekuma no fe ne mpotabu nyina da se wo kina da o munyina emfredi na omra meto aba ne se de be ya enkonimdie no ebetumi akọ ede amano.
So when you pay and for the mandate, we don't take it away from them. That is what they want. Give it to them. No one farmer one. You write to better was. Pa me corner vim me ba with 4 vim. Ablekuma North for 4. Me say more PM to Abano. na mo hye me nyumnyam na me so magina pintin ama mo obia enwia mo vote ya to aba police station said yes chemists no manye na we dey fa ha na kikiki na ajo kikiki on pa kwa bia de befa into polling your friends a collation center ne on target no be tutu asema jemu we kwa jemu me jemu wo be kwa black man of to aba ma me wo mo do me no mo si we ni yepe na me kwa jemu a om grom mfume
Eni ayeti ye mame akua owusu afri ye wodno na wogira moma MPP amanyoko no ewo eye abrekuma no for abatuo mu afi etwa mu no no wa kirem se nyame yadma wo kina de tie bia wogira mu
Father, mame enkan ba ko sem kakra ho no mo enfenchiro free bra ye share democracy na si free 1992 no NDC atanasa konwa no so ba ko pe de di kan ne pe na NDC ewini ye wo ho no mo a eno na free 1993 de ba be si 1997 first MP no di kan no wono na eye NDC ni ne di de Adam ba ko note ye boa aha wono ebi wini 7 January 1993 ba be si 7th January 1997 every one mo akonya be di MPP for nsem so be kai owura kwa na battles sa edin no aha ho no na owura kwa na battles ekokoje akonya no so tena so owura battles achi no na eba eye papai papai mere infinity kakra ono so ba one time pe na mama akura free ye ya mama akura free ye ya esan ba beto aso jo apia na ba owura kwam na batal sachi owura jo apia ansa na mama akura free ye bai mama akura free ye ba betwa one time na owura kwam na batal so no ane ba shela batals ba beji 2016 ono so babeje 2020 and already 2024 and na mama ekua free asan ba beje e wo MPP diminti e free 1993 no NDC enya ba ko pe de di kan ne pe de ba nyina no ye MPP na we no mama ekua free chese one de ogidi pass on na edi mu nkunim na adehye e wo ochena ba beto bekoso e wa blekuma no f ye and Dr. Bosman Asare wono deputy commissioner edema electoral commission in charge of operations wode atudwa akyese wa reshimu mapa wono ma ye krado na police adwumako na sa police fo nso wono ebabo manfo ho ban wo say election security task force wono mgira wona so ma omanfo ensuro ochena bibia ebekoso totin e wo ablekuma north.
Our track record speaks for itself. The Ghana Police Service and the National Election Security Task Force have assured the Commission of their readiness to ensure security before, during, and after the rerun. We count on them to guarantee that lives and property are protected and that voters and our staff will work in a safe and conducive environment tomorrow. The aftermath of the 7th December election, the processes to complete the collation in 12 constituencies have created fear, not only in our staff, but voters in general. We trust that the police and the National Election Security Task Force will provide the needed security before, during, and after the process so we can vote and work in peace. On our part, as the electoral management body, we are desirous of bringing the election in the Ablukumanov constituency to a conclusion and to ensure that the constituents have a representative in parliament. We have thus provided a path to complete the collation process so as to ensure that the residents of Ablukumanov have a representative in parliament. We assure the public and the political parties that as always, we will live by our motto and ensure that the rerun is fair, transparent, and credible. We wish the two contestants the best of luck at the polls tomorrow, Friday the 11th of January.
We Dr. Bosman Asare abato commissioner na bedi achiri eno no.
Yentua so ewo kasebo no modia na yenkonko piemu ewo domkuma wonum wo brahye bedwafie na nche kra ena kyerese ene soafo a wo hwe eye yedwadie ena afi so agriculture honsem so ewo memu ye mame Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare wokoko piemu ewo brahye bedwafie na wo brahye bedwafie nkitahudie mu no ena wode eto dwa se wo hwe eye abandada wotwa mu no a dwumadie ba ko bia wode si nani so na eye one district one factory no eno ena wo kirim se abram wo we eba no omatena se abochira na omahunu se baabi edu no ewo se omutumi hwe na yetumi eja na kwan kra enti wode todwa ewo mrache bedwafie wo kirem se 1D1F no sese no enyade a ebetumi aye adwuma ewo bemo ebio edno ena kyerese sansem yeto dwa no a me no kase ene domkuma wonom ewo mrache bedwafie mekire minority caucus of trade committee no wonom so abomodian fresh centrefo nhie mu nanumu ena owura eye Michael Wachirebrafi wono ena wogina domkuma nanemu ena wachire nsem no wachire mu se wo hwe ekwanya abenam so a saa 1D1F no wayi afri ho no o kire se omodi aban no wayi popa ewo saa anamontuo no ehu.
It's about the 1D1F issue that the minister talked about, that the 1D1F has been cancelled. And clearly, if you look at the budget statement that was read to us last March, there was no replacement for this policy. They only mentioned a policy called the feed industry policy. And a very insufficient amount was allocated to that project, which I raised an issue on the floor of Parliament. But what I'm addressing today is about the fact that we have 322 1D1F companies at various stages of implementation. 169 companies are fully completed. So these companies are operational. So you just cannot just stand up and say these companies also will not know their fate. That's not too good for us as a country. That the policy has been cancelled. What's the meaning? It means that those companies that have already been established or incorporated because of the 1D1F, what will be their stand or the future of these businesses. And so what we want to propose to the ministry, that the ministry must carefully think about this and have a transition period, because this was a policy that was instituted by a government, and we ran it for almost about 6 years. And so you cannot just say that it's cancelled. There's the need.
Eni ayeti ye aye ononyamfo Michael Wachirebrafi na wachirem de kodientia ama wonomo ede aban no eho yawo no.
Adesha yento akasia no so na mede wo ebo wremu ana wabodwa aye dwumadie ama nipa bese aduosia enai anas ahensia aduanan baako 641 waje wonmo atum ewo pharmacy adwuma no emu na ewo dwumadie asosofo ohwe mpomuden ensam so no nyamfo minta kando ekopie mu ewo honomo na owura minta kando nkasa yemu no de to wonmo a enei wakoye adwuma pharmacy ahodo aban aresabia na fin de keka hone se momwa pa na eye aduro ye no opioid aduro ya nkrofo isi e friend red the dindo na eye red yentimi enkuntia na sede mabun bi ato ho aguso a ene esei mabun ya no benku nifa esei nipa no ye betimi aso ano ono nyamfo minta akando.
The fight against opioids, I know, is closely related to everyone here. You know a friend who is abusing opioids, relative. And one person cannot fight that fight and succeed. We must all come together, especially as pharmacists, to fight this. We have communicated per the laws of this country that apart from Kotoka International Airport and Tema Harbor, you cannot bring any medicine whatsoever to the country at any of our borders. And our security agencies have clear instructions to seize any product, whether it is registered or not. Once it is entering at the wrong place, it must be confiscated. So let us be guided. The information I have for you on the clearance is that we had arrears. The 2022-2023 batch, unfortunately, didn't have clearance before they were posted. And so even after their housemanship, they had still not received their small allowances.
Na acting registrar at Magana Pharmacy Council ora Michael Kudebon wade etwa so esre mabun se wonum krade we mabun to wonum ebai won hwe so betimi abo wo homode pa na watimi abo na yakon ediatia sa enuboni a fa benkum fa nwuram fa sa susuru ayememo no ye betimi akon aso ano eye ora Kudebo.
Out of a total of 641 inductees who successfully passed the Ghana Pharmacy Professional Qualifying Examination in 2024, I am pleased to report that 630 of them are being formally presented today for induction into a noble profession of pharmacy. This cohort comprises 284 females, 346 males, reflecting a growing interest in the profession among both men and women. Theme for this year's ceremony, young people leading the fight against opioid abuse, role of the young pharmacists. Is both timely and urgent. The global opioid crisis is public health emergency. Pharmacists, as the custodians of medicines, must be on the front line of this battle. And our young pharmacists, who are digital natives and influencers within their peer networks, must assume leadership role in the fight against
Pent Radio.
Or Tremo, one more, by one more Nayanko and Fa Intia. Na no Echi and a president and I say Jum Tennedy the Pharmacy Society of Ghana, Dr. Samuel Ekodonko, was re abayin essay, yapa so bibeti me, I say Sika, and also Beko Kutia Sika say school fees, aqua gentet yapa, influence yani de Kika home, so or your pharmacy no baby, number sumi sian as influence ya watifie, na 1 year eduma enye, ya enti abanhwe na wono mo a wawie suku yi na wono mo qualify no obetimi afa wono mo adwuma mu.
Our request to you, you've already touched on it, but I just want to highlight how important it is for us to get the financial clearance for these young pharmacists, the 641 who have qualified and are sitting at home. Go through 6 years of training and be at home at the same time when the nation needs their services. There's so many hospitals and institutions that need the services of these young ones. And therefore, Honorable Minister, we would plead with you to expedite the action.
Na eno adesredi a Dr. Samuel Ekodonko wode eto oswafwe enafin so aban anim.
Kensa so adehye ena sabre ya me ne okasai wo mo enso edo o madesrede edeto aban anim no na eno kroba ko eno ewo asante achem nofo mansini no ano wo asante mantam yimo wo mo kiremu se amanfo bi enam kwati kwan so ema wonsuo bi a eno ewo mpotem ho yade wo mo kiremu nam nyina me kire afram ensuo no na o mo kirem se ekwan omanfo dam so akire se wo mo edi nam ewo ensuo no mo ade enso ne ntibaabi edono adaworoma aban emra na omeka bi ema wonom ukopie bu ewo kansan so kuro no opanyini ba ko wodo na woka akandifo wo kuro no owura kuma fiagbe wono na wogina mu a wode ensemu ede todwa
emran so ewa ban wo se wontimi ekotwitwa saakonu ene atija na ayeka no afi topoporo ehonu de edro ene egum na nam no nantipe ne chese wo madwane afa do na ni so na wapagya afi topopo ene adran onu so ekasati ayemra wa ha ye wokrata nyama we nyina wo titri ukra na ayebe ntina ayaba nso isu ha sesisi ane no em se ndua no nko utwafi kuko so a na wasaba gu nso mu a ekasati na dua na pro hu a wotimi se aprama ebinu abubobo atititi kakakakaka na sese ene egu nhwemi ye kasati ya wa ha ye mpe ye wedofo ya chibebe e de akwa gugu court o ma fine bi e na dwaso court kura no e bi dada fo sese ya ye ya MP na oba no sebio kafra omwaye DC na oba no yesere omwaye commander na waba sese ya no dada ni de wa ye ni afom dia akosi bebia ya bedu sese ya nti de o ma bai sese ya no o mo pagya bi na o mo ye den na o mo mwaye na sadua na ogu nhwemu no so o mesisa o na o masisa sese wo ko nhwema de obenya awekra wunya because saduma we say nsonu say nsonani mframa bo na otu dotia mframa ba dua yebetiti ni nyina wa wo hwe bebia nso yi we ye twadua gu we ni nyina ma ifa pa na wo ma mutu asabu wo ma mutu do wo ma mu ye bugido na deade denti na obenya kwan aye saduma bi alidi ne chese nua na jinso ni nyina ense fata nti esere mo abayi mo moye na MPT disinti komadan
eno no wei owura kuma fiagbe wono na yete nenka no na eno na chi no na adehye no bia wonom ewo kensan so kuro ni mu no wo mo enso edo o ma no to mu be do o ma de srede ede ema mrahye bedwane na afenso mansin krache se ba bia du no adaworoma wo meboa won
sene omode enua no hagu nso no mu na afi omode net no atwe nso no mu no ama edu baabi kwa ye kwa yenya nam no bi na oha ba akokora ne se edu baabi omode net no twe nso no mu wekọ no na emua na wu ewo nso nani ne nyina nso yensu ane ye no nti itimi ho se edi oha kese pa ebre a se mbenyimfo no anhwe edi ho adwuma bitimi di ye nkwampo ato esane mu ade se edi tu omo anim ne se omo nkwa ye moa se ne be ya adwuma etisa no ebe kofom na so mbeja ikura se ne be ya ye apomuden yenso ye wo ho ne enya apomuden a ibetumi ayi bibidi aboa oman no afi nsusu na mo enya fi nsusu no mu aye papa nsusu no ebe ma ye mpomuden no ayi enti ye besere omo moa so se adwuma di a omu didi enua no gu nsuo mu no yenye se adwuma no from 1995 no besi anse ya no omu di se adwuma yi aba ha na cause problem atu yentem yenso yempese omu di begum omu di gum nso a emu an nkitinkiti no a emu ewo no a omu ye benye bi a kire akase ye no omu kunkitwa no nyina wo bekọ no omu wuwo atata nso nini nti yempe se ombe yesa nti srempanifo no se omu kebi a eba mu no omu meboye no omu kebi mai na sa adwumadie no omu ntwa so emaye mpomudie no etochima nsuo no ani yesa no yentimi nyi scan top your water de bia da emfa no enkotom flago bomfa ma ha fishery ministry no every esro ho no yesere omo ase omo mra meboa ye omo ye moa no omo ntimi nyi sa hawe emfiri ho maye 2013 ana ye penform stress hwe se sade no koso no ebetimi aha ye ha fe
eni ayetie ye twato eye kensan so adehye binom adesrede enomode to aban animo eno
Arisha yenwie afisam no ewo asantemantan krokumasi ya emu na enra anadwobese no ngotwe kononkron na ne eja babeto mu ewo ahojo na babi eja no to mu na hono makwa yes slums musa no na no na samre de yabode apini adehye bia wonom eja pade bi ehye ema wonom ede adesrede eto omanfo ne mpempanifo anim se wonko no moa esanse wonom atete wonom nyina wo kyeso wonsam enibi wonom enibi kra wonom ede daki osum na afensu de keka ho yentie ebimo akosem ene wonom adesrede
Mene nana no ene menua no na ete hanum sei me nana oya abrewa ontimi ye hwe monkoye moa ama nkoye moa enyewe na me ye we me tombo float me chebo float na me koba ema mene nana no ye biede yewe na sisi a sena asi endra yakosra obi vranda ene ye dae enti honum na ye dae no ye senipa no oba asema abeka se oh ebia endra na mema mo dae ti adecha monye se anase monye se ye hu bebia ye de ni ebekire kola na o school uniforms ni na ahye yantimi amfa hwe na owo be 70 something years na mo hu bebia ordinary ache CCI
le mano mo ye 3 na misanye mka wa efo nyanwe this man the sona me tam aka 2 weeks na me dayashi ni baby ameta esa menyam esa mewa na me dem barba ne mano musha ba ko di agro na ba ko ni shimichi baby ameta ni ku we free de me ana me hwa me man me ana me ko ba na me hwa me man me ni obi ahwa me ana me we o
sisi ya ni me de baby re tie tibe re tie ba yeti ba to kra sika kra ya de ba sifana se de ba hanga kra ye ni bi ntesira mbo se odon fo me boaye ne de ko ne de enya
we adehye bia wonom ewa ahojo a wodeda kiosk mu ma enei eja ahye wonom kiosk ne de keka ho eye enra anadwo adehye yemfra ni nkowie kase na ewo amano ne ensemu yebre no ayebe na hokopie mo ewo Brazil your mind back wa Donald Trump ne tariff na se eto a wode toto eniama eso no won se kan won papa enra enane owura Donald Trump ehya ase tariff wode to 50% homu chichemu bupemie nu pepepe no de eto won so Brazil mampani owura Luis Inacio Lula da Silva na owura da Silva say waye krado pass be match owura Trump boot for boot se owura Trump say wonom agudi anase wonom ajapade wonom niam o de be America beton wode homu chichemu aduonum say bupemie nu eto so a wonom so kwa kwadwen ho pa na ode aba na owura Trump eto ya wode to wo musi ne reason na say ni nyina so pa ene say kane mampani adima Brazil owura Bolsonaro ya twena ko gina asemnia bia ne nyina ene se papa yi owura da Silva chese oba bedi akonwa na se ye to aba afimpinu ene aduonu mu a owura Bolsonaro edi ntwo no waye na adwese ko be yeku na nka ode atu aban nagu na ku na anya dwuma ama ene ya twena kwa gina asemnia bia na no na owura Trump chese owura Bolsonaro ne nsam na nkasa nka nyama nyosem ni so kokko gina court kra waye opani bia obuo wa no pa obu ne ho enti esanse Brazil for anase Brazil aban aye na adwen se obetu eye mampenda da so santi en ode sa etu yi watabiri ede ato ne so arehye kase ni nyina asi yasebo na yenhwe kase ni mu ensem ne dia edi emu akotini ebie enei owura Felix Kwachiofo so akire mu ese enye se Ghana ban na akwaka bibi anase owura okujato na akoyi bibi nti na America aban se visa wode ma Ghana fo no wadane ani
Mame akua afriye anana kanidi ho wakire mu se nyankropon yadma wokina abato a ebekoso ewo abrekuma nofo no wogire mu pa
na eno na bato commission chese bibia aye krado a abambofo nso gina wona so nti obehwe se asundwe ebetimi aba okina ewo ablekumanov
Adisia wonum so ewo kensan so edo made srede de ato abanim se wonya bi mfa mo sentere se ekwan a amanfo bi nam so na wo kire wonsu a ewo kuro ni mu nam no enya ne kwan paso
na kase ye mu nso na de hye binum a wonum ewo ahojo ewo kumase he ya esrese omanfo nka wonum mmoa na wonum agapade ahye
ensam foforo pi no aka ho na anwumre ye tena se a ye de emunkyiremo esom wo se no numpemo kase ewo Pent Radio wo ha akirepɔ baako kase fidie so na kase no aseda no ye tabiri de nyina e de ama wo Henry Spices na afin so wo Henry non dairy powdered milk omanda woroma ene omama aduane a ye die ewo fidie mo ewo mantamanta ne morodo ahodo so nyina no aye de panti bomode na pebi sentine se flavors makoma kon wotwe a e de aba montene so mepacho mema ebi empa waduane die mu da biara da wonum ena sika famo omon eso yasere ewo kasebo no emu
Mame adwa ahenkra ebo yechidom sanso ena sekeweke streami ede emayen na monso moba Facebook no efre nneko yebebo modia se wode oba Facebook oba be like no ja comment to ase yebekinkan ede amawo inti Evans di ado ye ho yedase pa sa ensonso na nana amasechiwa onso yedase ewo Facebook mo like ye o like anu ahye obetime ja comment ede ato ase yebekinkan ede amawo na yensu so ye jebre ekinkan kase ma ho eyeme ohene banya akomene
Reverend Father yesi ha amamu nyina mo anitie adehye
Pent Radio 100.1